Hello, it's time to teach you some very basic but very important things about the creator and level editor. Mine is going to look pretty different from yours because I have mods installed, quality of life mods, but just bear with me. So first thing we're going to talk about is a D block. So first we got to select the game mode as wave. And for example, let's just say we want this row of blocks and we want to be able to slide over it, slide on it. Well, we can't do that. But if we place a D block, it doesn't show D. It should, for you, it will show a D in it, but for me, my mods should make it look like this. This is a D block. If you put it in the block, let's just slide. Pretty simple stuff. Next thing is also this, the stuff in the at the beginning of the level, which is what happens. Custom song, platformer, classic, ground, background, middle ground, font, options. And by the way, if you go to options and then this other little options button, which is legacy options, first remove this, because if it stays checked, then what will happen is everyone will hate you because that adds new ship physics and everyone's used to the old one. So just hear me out, disable that. Otherwise people will be crashing out. Anyway, next we're going to talk about is structuring. So let's say I want to make a wave corridor, a simple wave corridor of slopes. Do not do this. That's called inverted slopes. You want to turn them around like this. And this also is bad structuring because it doesn't look very good. It doesn't look very complete. So what you can do is you can do something like this, and you can just get it more complete. Make it look a little better. Minor adjustments, but they do make it look a lot better. See, now it doesn't look like it's cutting off anywhere or anything. And now it looks so much better. Doesn't even look like a layout anymore. Anyway, the next thing we're going to talk about is a dash orb. So we're just going to go to start position here. A dash orb. So you got a dash orb. What if I don't, and let's say we put it into a portal, like a ship portal. What you can do is you can keep holding, but what if I don't want that? If I don't want the player to keep holding and I want to stop them. Well, you can put an S block right here. At the end where when the player touches it, it stops the dash. I'm still holding, by the way. And yeah, so that's an S block. Now I like to remember S block is stop dash. S for stop dash. And another one of those blocks is so you can't jump into a block as the cube or robot, right? But if we get an H block, it allows you to do that. I remember that as H stands for head hitting block, allows you to hit your head. Okay, the other blocks are a bit more complicated, but we'll still do them. So let's say I want to jump and it like switches my gravity, kind of like if there were a yellow portal here. But I don't want to put a yellow portal there. What you can do is you can put an F block. It just flips the gravity when you touch the block. Yeah. And another thing that is actually even more complicated, so with orbs, click on them to activate, to use them, right? But what you can also do is you can buffer orbs. That's what's called buffering. Let me do a better example. Buffering. So you can hold before the orb midair, as you can see I clicked there. And if you keep holding, it'll click on the orb as soon as it touches the hitbox. Automatically. That is a type of buffering. There's a lot of types of buffering. It usually has stuff to do with holding, but to do it before to do a jump. Another type of buffering is, let's say I want this thing, the gravity orb, and I want to do it to here. I want to flip to here. So usually if I hold, it keeps jumping. But if we do a J block here, which is stops the jump buffer, and you keep holding, I'm not letting go by the way, it doesn't keep jumping. So that can be useful for scenarios like this, where to make it a bit easier, where instead of having to do a micro click to not jump, or like better example, instead of having to do a micro click like this, you can just put a J block there and you can hold as long as you want. And that's some of the basics that will help you out a lot. Bye.